Are you someone who says you can't find the one? You've searched high, you've searched low, you've been fixed up with people, you've been on dating websites, and you just feel like you can't find the one. There's a guy that is pretty, he might not be famous, but he kind of is, at least on YouTube. But he has difficulty finding the one, and he's always talking about finding the woman who's going to be his wife, but he always comes up short. Like he never finds her, even though I think this guy is considered a great match by probably thousands or hundreds of women. So, does finding the one make a difference if you're female or you're male? I think women look at men who can't find the one and they question it. Like, are you for real? Like, there are so many great women out here. We're the ones who struggle to find the one because there are fewer men in some instances, just point blank. So, I think women feel like if a guy wants to get married, he can find somebody tomorrow. But now guys are saying that it's hard for them as well. I think a lot of social media and having dating sites to go to has impacted that because men aren't as accustomed to just getting out there asking for a woman's phone number, just doing the work, like taking the risk of rejection. Now they don't want to get rejected. They're too shy unless it's kind of behind the wall of a computer or a cell phone. But in addition to that, I think if a man can't find the one, I would like to look at that a little more closely because there are a lot of women who would like to be your the one, but I think there could be a couple of issues there that need to be tweaked. So, if a guy is saying he wants to get married, but he's feeling like he's fearful avoidant or he's avoidant and he just can't figure it out, he may know that he's fearful avoidant, he may not know that, but he knows that there's something that's not quite gelling. My answer to that is it could be because he hasn't met the one. I think when you meet somebody that is really special, that is different from everybody else, your soul knows it. Your soul awakens. It knows that, wait a minute, there's something special about this person. I think sometimes you have to give people a chance. You could be highly attracted to somebody and not be in love with them. So you might need to give it some time and then something happens and you click and you fall in love. Sometimes fearful avoidance can go so deep into their avoidant side that they shut down. They shut down emotionally, they shut down mentally, and so they're not letting love in because they put that protective barrier up so high that nobody can penetrate it. The thing that could help to penetrate that wall is when you meet the one, and that's male or female, something awakens. So it could be that you're finding people, they have this the list of things that you want, but something isn't, it's just not enough. Like it's not waking up that piece. There could be somebody that you meet, and that's why you need to understand fearful avoidance. Because if you meet a fearful avoidant, you can watch my videos because I'm helping you to tap into their energy in a way that they feel comfortable and safe. You could be the difference maker because you understand how they think and how they tick. That is so important. So you're not freaking out when they're freaking out, and you know how to say just the right thing to help them to relax and open up and say, wow, this person really gets me. They get me emotionally. They are reflecting back my feelings to me. They're not judging me. And they're giving me some things that I can hold on to that help me. So some of these guys who say that they can't find the one, it could be because they're not meeting someone who understands their attachment style, who also is somebody that they're very attracted to. The other thing that I think happens sometimes with men is if they have not found their place in their career, that could be why they're not finding the one, because men want to be in a place financially where they are very stable in their occupation and they figured it out. Because if they don't, then women will say, "Why won't he marry me?" But then if he marries you and he's not financially stable yet, then you're going to be all over him. "Why aren't you stable? Why haven't you found a good job?" So they kind of instinctively know that. So that could be a reason. Here's another thing that can happen with a guy that you're looking at and you're like, "Oh, he's so sexy, he's so hot. Why isn't he interested in me? Why isn't he taking me seriously?" Some men have played the field so hard and they have met so many women and dated so many women that it becomes less appealing. Not that they're not still really attracted to women, it's just, how do you say, it's kind of like if you eat 10 candy bars, the 10th candy bar isn't going to be as good. I remember somebody worked at an ice cream shop and they said that the boss said, "Eat as much ice cream as you want." And after they had done that for a few days, they didn't want any more of the ice cream because they were just kind of burned out. So there are some men who have dated so many women and done so many things with so many women that it waters the appeal down. So it kind of becomes like another number instead of them going deeper. So I would suggest to that person that when you find somebody who's really attracted to you, really try to do a deep dive, see if they can go deep with you, ask them some more questions that go or delve into the psyche, that uncover who they are at the core. See if you can get beyond surface level, because some men can attract very beautiful women who have no substance. But if they're just looking at them as, "Oh, she's a pretty girl, now I'm on to the next," you need to work on developing the friendship, developing a more romantic connection with the person. See if you can go there. That's what I would suggest, because it's like they're putting all women pretty much in one category when, yes, there are some things about women that are the same, but every woman is also different. So really dig deeper. So back to Mr. Semi-Famous. Another thing that he often says is, "I don't want to talk and have conversations on the phone with the person that I'm dating because I talk for a living. So when I get home, I'm done. I cannot connect in that way." So I think that person needs to do a deep dive into their attachment style, which he says that he's avoidant attachment style, and he's aware that that is not going to work in a relationship. In a relationship, you need to connect. So what can happen with a fearful avoidant, your avoidant side, or if you're just plain old avoidant, is you have learned to shut down way too much because you made too many mistakes. You took too many risks. You spent $1,000 on this woman and she didn't give you anything in return, or she rejected you, or something has happened along the way where you learned to shut down so that you wouldn't get hurt. So you've got to figure out how to awaken that side of you. And one way to do that is to study my videos as I'm learning this stuff too, because that could be the thing, is just understanding the core of who you are. You've also got to meet that person that wakes you up a little bit more than maybe the average typical person that you're dating. Like, are you in the position? Sometimes also when you are like, we know we're going out on a date, sometimes that can kind of get old. But when you are in an organization where you naturally get to know somebody, that could be also a difference maker because you're getting to know them over time and you're getting to know the real them and not this contrived, we're on a date and what's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite popsicle? What's your favorite popsicle? You see, it just gets kind of rote. So some people need to have the opportunity to go deeper and also be in more of a natural setting. So male or female, you may not be finding the one because you're not in a natural setting meeting this person. So it seems contrived and a little fake, and it's just not that vibe is not working. So you got to figure out what to do about that. I've heard of people saying I only double date, like I'll go with a friend and take someone. Just something different that can wake that energy up. It is super important. What that is, I don't know, but you gotta find it. You gotta figure it out because something ain't working. So, with the guy who doesn't want to talk because I talk for a living, it could be that there's no challenge for him. There's no challenge in that woman. The women that he's meeting, they're not giving him any type of appeal or way to pursue or to chase. They're just handing themselves to him on a silver platter. That might not be what he needs. He might need to pursue and tap into that I'm pursuing you energy, and you're not just giving me everything that I want. And if you are on the flip side of that, if you're a female, you might want to give him a little bit of a challenge, not to play games, but just to allow him to play his role. Get out of the way and see if he does it. Like if he steps up and pursues you. You got to find some creative ways to connect. So if you're the kind of person that's like, I just don't want to talk on the phone every night, you've got to figure out some creative ways to connect. Do something special for her. Have like a jar of notes, I don't know, that she can look at or you got to do something. Send her a surprise in the mail. Send her, have roses delivered. Text some type of nice, sweet message to let them know that you're thinking of them. Make the time that you do spend together extra special. Make a concerted effort to talk on the phone for at some time, like 20 minutes a day, something. But you have to connect with the person and get in the habit. Sometimes we have to get in the habit of doing things that we don't necessarily like or think we want to do. And then it becomes enjoyable and second nature. But you have to practice it and get used to it. So sometimes an avoidant might avoid something because they just don't feel like doing it when they need to practice it and exercise it. So it could be, yeah, I don't want to be on the phone with you for 3-4 hours, because some people will do that. And if that's just not your thing, but you could say, I can give her 20 minutes or I could give him 20 minutes a day. That's not so bad. Pick a time. Let them know that you're working on it. But I'd love to know your thoughts on why you feel like you're not meeting the one besides the typical, I can't find anybody that I think is handsome or attractive, or they don't make, they're not as successful as I'd like them to be yet, or she's not very feminine. That's kind of the thing these days is men say they want a woman who is feminine, not masculine, not their boss, but feminine. So why do you think so many people are having difficulty finding the one? And do you think there's even such a thing? So, hey, beautiful people. Thanks for watching. I I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments and what topics you want me to explore next. Your feedback means so much to me. Let's keep this adventure going. Don't break up with me. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. Check out my books on Amazon for insights on enhancing your love life, navigating narcissistic personalities, and exploring the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types. Links are in the description. You're amazing, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.